California is part of the Pacific Flyway. Thousands of birds fly through Altamont Pass yearly. The golden eagle is a protected species. For 10 years, since 1999 to 2009, Dr. Smallwood has supervised scientific teams in bird observations, the environmental conditions associated with bird behaviors. The team observed 36 bird species and factors that influence vitality rates with turbine blades. Dr. Smallwood's findings have been published in scientific journals.
I think there's more birds that are being killed than I'm reporting. Okay, so I'm reporting 2,500 raptors per year in the Altamont Pass. I'd say that the number's more like 3,500 to 5,000 raptors a year, would be my guess. We're not allowed to do what we need to do in the field to get highly precise estimates. And I know we're missing a lot. I know for sure we're missing a lot. We also have some biases we have not addressed yet, like crippling bias. We don't know how many birds are getting mortally wounded and leaving the scene without us ever even detecting them. We have no idea. We have no way to get a handle on that. I suspect the rate is very high because I just did a big survey in a part of the Altamont Pass that has no wind turbines. I found an awful lot of dead birds out there in places where I'd expect them to go and die. For example, we found a mortally wounded eagle that had definitely been hit by a turbine. His wing had been separated at the joint, compound fracture, and typical of a wind turbine strike. And he was on the top of a hill, which is where an eagle typically goes to die. I found owls and white-tailed kites and other birds in a lot of lower locations where they'll go. And I found a Phrygian hawk at water. It had gone to water and died there, but it had a blunt force trauma injury. In my opinion, it is not clean if we're killing this many birds. How is a bunch of dead birds and blood on the ground clean? We could do better than this. Clean energy is, for example, solar power on rooftops and over blacktops, and where it's not causing environmental harm. Clean wind energy would be wind energy that's produced by a technology that doesn't kill thousands of birds and thousands of bats. Yeah, I could be happy with that, but what's happening right now is not clean.
Now, the windmill people can say what they want, and they've applied to the CEC for a waiver so they don't have to go with the newly set guidelines for siting windmills, because they say, oh, there's never been the bird studies down here don't show anything. Well, they've never done a definitive bird study down here.
For 25 years, the supervisors have approved the plans of the windmill developers and changed the variances in height, site, land use, and habitat, disregarding the local citizens' protests.
I think that the permitting of these projects needs to be taken out of the hands of counties. The counties are not doing their jobs. They're making money from the wind companies. They're generating revenues, which I think corrupts the process.
In 2007, the CEC introduced guidelines to protect birds and bats from wind turbines. Supervisors Marion Ashley and Roy Wilson wrote a resolution that was signed by all of the board. It said to the California Energy Commission, Riverside County requests an exemption from the guidelines for reducing wildlife impacts from wind energy development. Also, Riverside County opposes any requirements that would erode local land use authority.
We need recourse. We need to find some ways to hold people responsible for not doing what needs to be done to either avoid or minimize or reduce bird kills or bat kills when we see it's excessive. There's no excuse for this.